Hello, hello. We are pulling the dragon cards today for your easy ascension. We're letting the dragons come in and navigate you. I'm live every week in Practical Magic, helping you to understand what's going on in your life. And we're all having these things. I mean, I had something myself over this last week, and I'm like, what is this all about? What's this all about? How can I see this from a different perspective, which is the Dragon Tara? How can I look at this and get through this in a different way? What is it that I want at the end of the day? So this is Serafina and this is Raphael. So every week I'm here, we're pulling out the cards so that you understand whatever's going on in your life, it has a meaning, there's something behind it. And there's something behind each of the dragons as well, and they're asking you to just look a little bit deeper. Let's just get to the bottom of this. Let's not carry that around with us anymore. Because if we're going through ascension, if we're raising our vibration, we really need to be not holding on to all the rubbish that we've been holding on to, taking everything so seriously, getting hurt when somebody says something, holding on to the old stories of things that happened to us in our childhood or things that happened to us with an ex. It's like, why did that happen? What did it make me along this journey? That's the whole point. So we have 4 cards. Every single week we have 4 cards. And these are the dragon cards that came through to me and I have channeled into messages from the dragons. There are 8 dragons. We have Serafina, we have Tara, we have Raphael, we have Lunar Ray, then we have Sovereign, we have Bloom, Ceremony and Utopia. These specific dragons are here to help you navigate your ascension, awakening up with the dragons. There are millions of other dragons out there, however, who can help you with your business. They can help you with your money. They can help you with your health. They can help you with your other aspects of your business, technical things, with your relationships, with your car, with your transport. There is a dragon for absolutely every single thing. And you can certainly ask them to go out ahead of you, and with your intention, you can set up your day. This is the beauty of working with the dragons, that there's just nothing that they can't do for you. That's why it's called Practical Magic. And it's the way of the dragons that's really important. They're really getting you to really see, saying really a lot, really see, really focus in on what it is that you want. What's the outcome? And the ideas that you're given, these come from your soul. So when you start acting on them, when you start putting things into place, you're giving that back to your soul so that she can complete in this lifetime. You're here on this planet as you chose to be here at this particular time. And we all know it's not that easy because we're not doing things in the old usual way. We are doing things in an alternative way. For example, we are listening to our guidance. We're listening to our intuition. We're listening and we see dragons coming through in our meditations. And so many of us are going, what is all that about? Why do I keep seeing dragons everywhere? It's precisely the reason that they are here. They are here to guide you, to remind you how powerful you are. And they've come here, they say the words exactly, they've come here to help you break the spell. To break the spell. To remember who you are, how powerful you are. Don't let anyone say or anyone do anything that's going to harm you, that's going to get in your way, to influence you. This is what the dragons are all about. They are absolutely real. They're here, they are solid, they're flesh and blood, but they're just in a slightly different parallel universe. And when you practice and you stretch your vision and you stretch your hearing into the different light spectrums, into the audio spectrums and into your feeling spectrum, when you've stretched yourself, and this is what I train you how to do, you will see and you will get the messages from the dragons. They're not necessarily going to come in when you've got a busy head. They're going to come in when you're meditating, when you're doing the practices that the dragons have shown me and want me to share with you. So let's get on with today and let's get picking these cards. So we're looking for the cards for the cosmic consciousness. What's going on with us today? What do we need to let go of? What is it that's coming up for us? that would be absolutely brilliant for us to like, do you know what, I get it, I'm not dealing with this. Oh, and one fell out already. Here we are. Okay, so the first card is Raphael, card number 1. If anybody chose card number 1, this is Raphael. Raphael is all about the finer details, so let's hear what he has to say about what's going on with you right now. All the cards are linked every single week. So number 19, Raphael, the evidence you required is right here. So Raph, card number 19, and let's see what he has to say about that. I say he or she. The dragons don't necessarily have a gender. They are, what do you call it? Andromedas. They're like angels. They don't particularly adhere to like, I'm male, I'm female, but they do have a particular essence. And some of them, when they come through with their messages, are more masculine than feminine. The evidence you required is right here. The pulse you feel inside you to change and play a new game is strong right now. You feel compelled to turn things up, turn things around, and yet you require the evidence to know that you are on the right track. You feel you can do this. You can only do this if you have the evidence that it will work, which is why you are living and feeling when you desire that it has been delivered. Maybe your desire is a life of ease, or feeling 100% alive, experiencing life and everything that life has to offer. When it's the other way around, if you are able to feel your dream as already here and being experienced as you live your day, this would feel lighter and easier, and everything is working out really, really well. Everything that you think will happen can happen, does happen, and you have the skill to keep sending that feeling for the evidence to arrive. Again, it is an expansive feeling, a deeply satisfying feeling. It is warm and comfortable and safe and adventurous, exciting and fun, spontaneous and like leaping without the safety net, and trusting that there is a feeling inside your body that there are no limits to the human body and that you will land safely. That the edges of the body are very fine and light, and that you have access to everything you want because you are constantly creating and filtering your experience. This requires the mastery of thought and the mastery of the mind. And the mastery of your overthinking, analysing, looking for evidence mind. This requires a level of trust from the personality, the human personality, to allow the spirit and the soul to think and look at things in a very limitless way. This is light, this is exuberant, looking for spontaneity, looking for excitement, and life are full of pleasant surprises, and trusting then that everything will be okay. You are in a time on the planet when you are being asked to play a bigger game than ever before. Believe that before there is evidence in solid form that your desire is being birthed. To play and to play it believing is to change your character. To change into a role that believes that you are something other than what you are. Fake it until you make it is an expression that humans like to use. But it's more than that. It's really stepping into a character that believes, truly believes, that there is a bigger picture at play, and that you can mould and create from the way that you are. Sometimes when you play in a different character, it's easier for you to believe that things can happen and that you can change your destiny, change your situation. You and only you get to change your internal story. This is tremendous value at playtime, and activities like changing your story. By changing your story and stepping into another being and acting as a different character, so that you can feel the frequency of being a different person who believes, who truly and utterly believes. Then you start seeing and noting the evidence, and you get such proof and notice. You build up a record of success as evidence to your new game, and now you can start playing at another level. You just keep playing. experiencing, feeling what it feels like to be that different character, living as you would live, pretending, imagining, and changing the vibration of you, changing your state, so that things can start changing around you, and you are creating in the imagination realm and bringing it down to be here with you. The air around you changes. And all the dragons really want you to know is your inner world changes your outer world. In the group that I run called the Dragon Portal, we talk about this a lot. We every single week we're practicing with our new story, and as we do, we're getting guidance, and as we do, we see that our energy changes and that we see things from a different perspective, and we enjoy this new character and this new life that we have. This is when beliefs can come in. How do you create beliefs? You just keep on practicing it. Every single athlete out there who's being coached is being coached to believe that they're a great sportsman, that they can win this tennis match, that they can win the rowing race. And they do it over and over and over and over and over again until their mind believes that they can. And this helps them swim faster, swing the ball faster, row faster, play their tennis better. So it's the belief that we're working on. And this is what Raphael wants you to know today. Right, let's have a look at the card number 2 and see what comes up there. So we are asking about the cosmic consciousness. What is it that you want us to let go of? What is it that you want us to believe and trust in the way of the dragons? How can they serve us, the human, who is here on this planet Earth? We chose to be here and go through the difficult times. So how can the dragons help us? And whoever chose, gosh, card number 2 is ceremony today. Ceremony is a rainbow dragon. Ceremony asks you to walk under the rainbow, to let everything go, stand at the edge of the rainbow and get prepared to fly. Because once you know all the steps, it's just a question of doing them and practicing them. Ceremony, card number 53. Listen, when you're listening to these particular cards, when you're listening to the dragons talk to you, see if you can feel it, see if you can get the resonance of it, because a lot of the message comes through, it's not in words, it comes through in the vibration, it comes through in the frequency. When I was getting these interviews with Serafina down in the cave, and then I met, Tara on the beach, the conversations were kind of telepathic, but I was getting images and I was getting voice and I was getting feelings. I'm like, what is that? What is it? And they were like, just don't narrate it, but just watch. And you're watching with your feelings and you suddenly start getting the guidance. And this is how it comes in. It's not always that it's going to be a voice in your ear telling you, this is what we want you to do. So where are we? 53. Perfect. So the message on this card from Ceremony this week, and she really does want you to have a ceremony. Look how far you've come. Let's have a little celebration there. Ceremony. The message on this card is infinite possibilities. Open up to receiving the updated and uplifted flow program. What did I say? At the edge of the rainbow, prepare yourself to fly. Right, this is quite a long message, so I'm going to just abbreviate it, but I'll give you all the gist. So you are under the illusion that you can somehow control and quantify the situation or person. It's strange to us, the spirituals and the dragons, that people still want to quantify how much there is of something, to measure and count when everything is constantly changing, still growing, still evolving, blooming, rising in waves of frequency, and the possibilities are infinite. The world is changing, the planet has changed, the population are evolving, and as such new things come along all the time that science can't understand, mathematicians cannot quantify. It may very well be that once upon a time somebody said, there are 256 vibrations. Point for now. Maybe at the time there were 256 that could be measured, but it doesn't mean that there still are. There could be so many more. There's probably double that now. If you speak to anybody to do with telepathy, mediumship, all that kind of thing, intuition, When we feel something, it's like, oh, I just don't have a word for it, because that vibration, the words are Neanderthal compared to the information that comes through on frequency. And this is what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you to stretch your language to understand the silent languages. What's coming through as guidance for you is not coming through in notes and emails. It is coming through in just, oh, it's a message to go straight forward, but you feel it vibrationally. Both books on specific subjects become quickly out of date. Even spirituality and ascension and transformation, education and proof of something at one point in time does not mean it continues forever in the same way, in the same trajectory. You are trying to draw theory on a world that is intangible, unimaginable, where fantasy, dreams, creativity, imagination, childhood feelings, excitement, wonder, being in awe, and so much life has to offer. And the population is evolving just as rapidly to what they can remember as the capacity to use magic, have skills and knowledge that was forgotten and has now newly been created. Try not to get stuck in what you heard and what you learnt or were made to believe, as magic is everywhere, and sometimes the people you least imagine actually do the unimaginable, like the very first computer that Alan Turing made. And know you are here to adapt and not stay the same as the generations that went before you did. Oh gosh, I had a conversation just about this at the weekend about education. The possibilities are infinite. Inventions, new discoveries are everywhere. People do jobs that they did not exist in previous generations. People are running and breaking previously unheard barriers and glass ceilings. Magic is everywhere. This is very poignant to me as I'm in a conversation with family members who absolutely have no idea about intuition or the way things that happen. They're very studious, they're very educated, got the certificate for this and I've got the results for that. So finding your own way through that and being able to hold your own, in a conversation, because information comes through to you and they're like, how did you know that? And it's like, because you pick it up, because you know it, because you hear it and you feel it, and it's like a completely different resonance with all of it. And how can you stand in your power and knowing all of that, but maybe not have the education that someone else has? So they may look at you like a little girl, or they might look at you as uneducated, or you didn't achieve anything education wise. But I tell you, this little girl has run several companies that turned over $1 million, and they have no way of being able to compute that in their mind, because they don't realize that all of that was my trajectory, all of that was my ascension, all of that was by listening to my guidance. Even at the beginning with my first company, I didn't know that that's what I was doing. But this is the way things are going. This is the way that the planet is going. So thank you very much for that message ceremony. That for me is very personal. All the messages are personal, and we will all be going through something at some point. If you could turn around and kind of go, so those people, they judge me because they don't get what I do, but I've just been just as successful, if not more successful than them. They can't do what I do. They've never taken the time to stretch their imagination, to play with new things. They are still doing things in the old way, and people will start to really suffer, because things are just going to get harder and harder if you keep trying to do things in the same traditional, educated, certificated ways, because the world is changing. Wow. Thank you very much for coming through and saying all of that. Card number 3. We're asking for card number 3. I've got an event coming up, by the way. It's going to be in January, and it's all about calling in the dragons. So if it's to do with your business, if you want a new trajectory in life, if you want to understand something that's going on, a relationship that you've got that's very testy, the event's all going to be about how do we call in the dragons? What are the dragons here for? What's the meaning behind it? Ooh, awesome. What's the meaning behind the dragons? So card number 3 is Tara. No, number 11. all about your pivotal point. And here we go, straight to the card. So that event is really about what the dragons, how the dragons can serve you, how you can listen to the dragons. And then every single day it's like, what's my part in this? How much do you love the dragons? How much do they love you? This is the event that I've been asked to create. So Tara, she's a sea blue green dragon. She has no wings as such, but she's magical. And she helps you to pivot between one feeling and another feeling and understanding what's really going on in your life. Tara, card number 3. So what did I say? Card number 3. Time. Tara. My car is called Tara, by the way. She sends me great messages. Flat tyres, engines popping, running smoothly, changing gear, not so good. Pivotal point, to feel something other than what you currently feel. So if you're in a situation and it's not working out for you, it's like, how can I set this up differently? So this is what Tara is going to talk to you about right now. So, pivotal point. You are on the brink and ready to pivot your perception. You may find yourself totally hooked on something or somebody that you cannot possibly let go of. Like, your idea is obsessive. It's like, but they've always been like this. I really don't like the way they treat me like this. Or so you become obsessive with the way that you think about this particular person or this particular thing. Let go. It's become part of you, like a habit you can't break. Yet you know it does no good whatsoever. It's so familiar and feels something like an addiction would. It has its grasp and it has you trapped, being dependent, so that you would feel lost and adrift without it. But at the same time, it feels draining and you recognise that it's no good for you. So when you've got a relationship that's popping up in front of you and you think, I know that person, I know who they are, I know how they respond, this is how they've treated me in the past. Tara, with this particular card, is asking you to see it from a different perspective. How would you rather see this particular relationship? How would you rather see this situation? You get to choose to feel something other than you feel. How would it feel better? How would it feel better to you right now? What do you choose? The turning point is the moment you declare that you want to feel something other than you're feeling right now. You could come close to a place where you recognise yourself, I don't want to feel this anymore. I don't want this to be happening anymore. This is the key point to the turning point. And then the next part is when you decide, if I don't want this anymore, what do I want instead? What do I want to feel instead? Maybe you recognise that there is something missing for you, like a deep connection in your relationship, feeling loved, experiencing inner peace and freedom, or maybe better finances, more time to enjoy life, not feel so tired, or having more enjoyment and life with more happy feelings. Maybe you recognise that you complain that you feel exhausted, rushing around for everyone else, and you've lost all enjoyment from your work. You've lost who you are. Your home in that generality just does not satisfy you or fulfill you on any level. This is the main message from the dragons. Stop feeling mediocre, settling for less when there's so much more for you. As a human being, you totally deserve to be happy. You can now choose to constantly feel with determination what you exactly want to feel. Feel something other than you currently feel. Allow the feelings you want to come up from the inside. These feelings come from the inside of the body. If it's joy or love or peace, it's coming from a place inside of you. Stop looking for something or someone that gives you a feeling on the outside to make you feel happy, have enjoyment, love or peace. Go inside and own that you control what you feel. Looking for all situations, memories, dreams and fantasies you've had when you felt that delicious feeling. Let that flood into you and infuse you with the feeling that you desire the most. Then, with that feeling that you are seeking radiating from you because you found it, you will experience more occasions, moments, situations that match that feeling note for note. You are becoming aware when you feel what you want and what you feel what you don't want. You are in the driving seat. You have pivoted. This is when you are not experiencing someone else that gives you love. Nor do you expect someone else to provide you with peace. You find those exquisite things on the inside of you. You do not work hard to prove yourself to others or earn money, to buy objects that make you look smart or successful. You just are this on the inside already, vibrationally fulfilled and satisfied. What an absolutely brilliant card for our cosmic consciousness right now, that you get to decide how you feel. This is what the dragons do. They show you exactly where you are and exactly what you need to do next, what actions you need to take, and absolutely love the fact that you've been triggered. Be in love with the fact. So grateful that this situation is coming up because you are being given an opportunity, to do things in a very different way. Oh, Raphael again. Wow. Okay. You do have a lot to say to us today, Raphael, but absolutely cherish that. Number 23. Brilliant. 22, 23. So again, Raphael, he is the big silver dragon. He is so patient. He is so slow and easy with you. He's coaxing you, encouraging you like the best professor ever. What would be better than that? He'll just keep saying. That's a human way of looking at that. What would be better than that? What does your soul see? How would you see through the eyes of your soul? Let's look at this in a different way. So the precise message of this is your intention. Know yourself as more powerful than anyone ever imagined. So don't let the other people who don't understand you or do what you do or anything like make you feel other than as powerful as you are. Don't let them feel less than you are, so that you're taking on someone else's point of view or perspective on something. It's like, hey, hang on a second, they can't do what I do. I'm just as clever as them, but I just use my mind. I'm using all of my mind, all of my body to pick up information, senses, stretch my vision, stretch my auditory ability. Card number 23, and we're going to start reading that at 27:49. Okay, let's go for this, Raphael. Thank you very much for these cards today, dragons. They are helping enormously. I can feel it. So whoever's going to be watching this now or on replay, let me know how these are landing for you. Your intention. To know yourself is more powerful than you ever imagined. You're being asked to trust your deepest knowledge and knowing of what is right direction for you, not to rely on others to point you towards your path. It is your very own powerful intention that you were born with, the vision that Source has for you, that counts. Here you find that at the absolute depths of you, what you live for, what drives you, what seeks you, and what you came here for. So often you'll find those who don't follow their divine path, their desires, their gut instincts and their dreams become depressed. They become unwell, and they give their true power away, following the rules of acceptable family traditions, seeking acceptance, needing self-pride to prove themselves as worthy in the traditional old ways of success, listening to doctors to tell them what is wrong with them rather than asking themselves and knowing themselves 100%. There are specific steps to take to discover the intention that you were born with, what some call your dharma, your destiny, your true purpose and passion. It's not the same as if somebody gives you an intention that is not truly yours. You will feel the mundane obligation energy running through it and be bored too soon in the energy of that particular pursuit. I nearly skipped a page. And that is really, really unfulfilling and soul crushing and soul destroying. So finding your personal specific intention that is yours is truly beautiful and feels unlimited and incredibly freeing. Discovering your intention is like going on a journey. It's like going on a trip on the inside, finding out who you really are, finding out what gives you pleasure, what gives you joy, what gives you the feelings that you like the most. It's rich and transformative, and from that you find your deepest intention. It is never about the material objects, it's never about the money, which the world is full of, which as a human you are drawn and attracted to. No, this is a deep knowing intention that you feel calling you, and this is your soul's intention for your soul work and is meant just for you. It comes in the vision that Source has for you, and it is just perfect for you. And this is what you can tap into, to enhance, to grow into, and see how far it can be taken in this life as you evolve with it. For example, to do with the dragons, how far can I take this in this life? Will someone else need to come along and take it even further once I'm not here? It's what you would call your life purpose. This is a deep intention, and now everyone will approve of your decision to follow your heart and soul intention. You will come up against criticism, judgment, and know that now is the time to pause, reconfigure who you are and what you're here for. Maybe you hear yourself over and over asking for assistance to make this clear for you. The most fulfilling feeling comes from inside you, like a flame being lit, which ignites your soul to send you the signs that highlight and set out your path in front of you. Following these signs will greatly ease your journey as your soul becomes aligned with the bigger vision Source has for you, the bigger intention. The vision that Source has for you is bigger than you first thought. Let it be revealed and unwrapped for you. When you know it, you feel it. This is when you are driven by it. It's because of your soul's purpose, your dharma. That is your life's foundations. It's your building blocks that allow you to create from strength and truth and purity, love that will last and leave a legacy and that never crumbles. Wow. These cards, I tell you what, these messages from the dragons, you have to absolutely believe in them when you feel what's coming through and how it matches what's going on in your life. Again, I'm going to put the link for the event that I'm running in January, all about the meanings behind the dragons, how to call in the dragons, what they are specifically, these particular 8 dragons, what they're here to help you with as you go through your day or as you go through your life, how to make things easier for yourself, how to get things done, how to turn things around, how to step into that different character of you so that your imagination is working for you. There's a saying, if you can imagine it, you can hold it. If you can imagine it, this is how the world works. It's not just law of attraction, though that is huge. It's like if you can imagine it, if you can feel it, you create it. Because you're giving life to something that you want to bring down into earth. The more you think about something, the more you practice your energies of it, the frequency of it, the more real it becomes. You are creating form from the energy of your thoughts. This is an absolute pleasure to be here. I hope these cards are resonating with you and that you're getting some insights. If you have anything that you want to ask me about what does that mean, how can I get by that, there's a lot of information there, Fiona. I know there is. But it's very, very important because in a few years' time, in a few months' time, the world will change again. And you need to have this information and this ability, this skill to be able to understand what's going on for you. Why is that happening? Why is that coming up for you? And this is what I help people with in the Dragon Portal. Lots and lots of love. Have a great week. And if you want any more information, please let me know.